Hey everybody, we are live with Hack a Pumpkin 2022. How's everybody doing?
Man,
So-
it's crazy how long we've been at this, but it's just so much fun every year.
It really is. It's so much fun just to see all the cool pumpkin hacks and innovation and just craziness that comes out of this. Speaking of craziness, Jay, how you doing?
I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm here. I'm alive. Things are happening.
Good. Good to see you. I love seeing your workshop. It just inspires me to make things.
Yeah, let's just be happy you only see this part of my workshop because there's fire and safety hazards now at this point.
That means progress.
It's the same way in my studio right now. As I was like setting up my cameras and stuff, I was just like dumping stuff in bins on the floor and like trying to figure out where I put things. So up here it looks great, but don't worry about what's on the floor right now.
Yeah, just ignore all of that. All this over here, don't even care what this is over here. Just ignore that. Okay, I know that
Cool.
person.
So we're gonna play a video. Does that sound good to everybody?
Awesome.
Sure.
This was DigiKey's Hack a Pumpkin video, and I loved it, so I'm going to play it.
It's,
What are you doing?
I'm just hacking my pumpkin. I can turn it to kid-friendly mode. Is that better?
how is that kid-friendly mode?
I know, it makes it so much more terrifying.
Yeah, like
Save your question, because we have the artist of that pumpkin coming up a little later in the broadcast.
okay, cool.
That's
cool.
awesome.
We'll have to ask him what inspired him and why he thinks that was kid-friendly mode, because it was a little more creepy and eerie in my mind.
Agreed.
So I think we should bring on our first guest and talk a little bit about what inspired her to hack a pumpkin. What do you guys think?
Yeah,
sounds
bring on the
good.
first guest.
All right, we're going to bring on our first guest, and it is one of my favorite makers. It is Mrs. Becky Stern.
Hello.
Becky!
Hi, Becky.
Yay. Hi, Allie, Jay, and Kevin. Nice to see you. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. It's great to see you.
Wait, it's
You too.
Halloween already? Oh God, that's
Oh, no.
Not
You know-
today. On Monday. On Monday.
On Monday, here in Minnesota, we are used to trick-or-treating in snow pants and parkas underneath Halloween costumes. The kids walk around like mummies, all they can hardly walk because they're so bundled up. It is supposed to be 62 degrees.
I know it's supposed to be really nice in South Dakota too for Halloween, so hopefully that'll stick around, but we'll see.
Right. It's kind of exciting. I don't know what my kids are going to do. They're going to be so surprised, and I don't know. I have no words.
I can't relate. I live in LA. When
You're
Halloween
from
comes
LA.
around,
It's 72
it's 75 degrees right now. It's perfect time to be outside. We got Not Scary Farm, Universal Studios, Hollywood in general.
Here it goes back and forth. Like sometimes it's below freezing on Halloween, and sometimes it's 85 degrees. So we have to kind of plan both ways for costume layers.
Well, exciting. So, Becky, what did you do this year? What are you working on? What's new?
My pumpkin is a book.
Oh,
I'm going to be Penny from Inspector Gadget, and here's my computer book.
ooh, I like it.
Oh,
It
that's
has
awesome.
An LCD on the front with a number pad, neither of which are hooked up to anything, because all of the magic of Penny's computer book happens on the inside too. Do you ever see her using the calculator on the outside? I didn't think so. So the inside is still in progress. I need to cover all this up with a black piece of paper, but I used screenshots from the show to pick out parts from DigiKey that match the parts from the show. So the gray buttons up here in the show, they played sounds. So I have a soundboard in there hooked up to these 12 buttons over here that, like, if you see them in my Pinterest board or, in the screenshots of the show, they're like square gray buttons with round circles in the middle. And then I also got the buttons on the bottom. There's like a red one, a green one, or a red one, a yellow one, and a blue one, and then like a white one that turns red when it lights up. So and these green ones also light up once I finish the wiring. So the idea is that I can walk around with my Penny costume and make a wig and play sounds from the show or play Penny appropriate audio effects. And show different pictures on this little LCD. The other half of the book, I can't actually make the sound stop playing unless I reset the book. That one's a long one.
That's awesome.
Oh, there it goes. The other side, so this is just a book of short stories. I didn't want to like mangle like a fancy book, but this is a real book. I tried to look for blank books to use, but none of them were like thick enough, like with enough pages. Nobody wants to sell you like a 1,000-page blank notebook. So so this is actually a book of short stories that's like common. It's a common reprint, so it's not like I'm not hurting a nice old historical book or anything. And I carved out all the pages, and then on the other side I also carved out most of the pages, and I've got the speaker for the soundboard in there, and the one of those nice DigiKey proto boards with an Adafruit Micro serving the controlling the buttons and the display, where the gray buttons go to the soundboard instead.
That's awesome.
So it's it's still in pieces, and you can see all of the wiring for the these are the wires for those green buttons. But I had a really fun time like scrutinizing all of the parts catalog to find like these green buttons, and like I ordered a bunch of different green buttons to see which ones would be the best, but I found all of the buttons I was looking for, so that's pretty exciting. My boyfriend's going as the inspector, my Uncle Gadget, and so I made him this fedora with sewn on. So we're not doing any like Go-Go Gadget arms or anything. The focus of the project is the Penny's computer book, but this it just is like $10 on Amazon, and I just drilled a couple holes in it and sewed it to the hat.
That's awesome.
I mean, at least you can't lose them now. I mean, if you get in the crowd.
Exactly. You know what's funny? I take my students to the New York City parade. They make LED costumes for their like midterm project they're making right now.
Oh, we lost your audio there for a second.
You're muted. Oh no, the mute monster. Once again, it strikes.
It's got to be really satisfying when you can find all those screen accurate buttons and things, though.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when it comes to making props, it's always nice when you get it directly
Right, yeah. So close to the real thing.
Oh yeah.
Or not real, I guess, if you think about it, but.
I mean, I would make a cool cyber deck to have it in a book, because no one would expect it coming out of a book.
That's true. Books are the best places to hide things.
Okay, here, sorry. My chair and it like brought my whole audio system down. Here we go.
Hey, it wouldn't be Hack a Pumpkin without technical
before you I know, right? It's my chair. It's because I insist on using my wired headphones. And I got really excited. I wanted to, before I pass it off to our next guest, I wanted to share with you 2 tips that I think are really helpful for building a project like this. One is this battery-powered glue gun. Not only is it a battery-powered glue gun, but it doesn't even have, I have another one that has the battery like attached to the glue gun, but this one, it's like the base holds the battery. This doesn't have a battery in it at all, so it starts getting cool as soon as you pick it up. But it's really light and small, so it's really easy to get it into all the corners of the project. And then I've been setting it with a can of air. Did you know that the air comes out of the can really cold, so you can spray it at the hot glue and it'll dry it faster? Those are my 2
That
tips.
is really smart. I need to get myself some canned air because I always spend way too long waiting for the hot glue to dry, and then I like poke it with my finger to test it, and then I just have to leave it there because it's still hot and I don't want to mess it up.
Are we doing this now? Because
we are. If you move it upside down, it's really cold.
Yeah,
I'm learning from the next generation. I need to learn all these tips here.
I learned that one from manufacturing.
Awesome.
So that's my pumpkin this year. There'll be a video about it on my channel eventually, after Halloween for sure. At this point,
Cool.
my all-around cosplay. It'll be my new go-to. Wear it to anything I need to dress up in a costume. I will be Penny from Inspector Gadget from now on.
Fair, good choice.
You could think of a much worse costume. Penny is incredible.
Right, one of the most interesting characters. Everyone likes Inspector Gadget, but he's kind of a doofus. I mean, he didn't even make his own gadgets; he just has them installed.
It's true.
Right. Who's the brains? Penny.
He's an early adopter.
Yeah.
He had a good heart that they replaced, but
Various other things that got replaced.
Right.
always want to make Inspector Gadget jokes.
Well, Becky, thank you so much for coming on Hack a Pumpkin. We really appreciate it. We love your videos, and we look forward to seeing the next video.
Thanks for having me. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Thanks for coming on.
That was cool. I love when people take apart books. I did a project years ago back when I was cool before I'm me now. And it was like
Wait, you were cool? How long ago was that? That must have been a long time ago. Oh, dang. All right. We in 2022 now.
Allie, how long have we known each other? 5 years?
Oh, I would have
6
been like
years?
11. So yeah, like 6.5 years.
Yeah.
Man.
I'd like to think I was cool then, but maybe not.
I thought you were pretty cool.
I could be
Cool.
wrong.
Cool to an 11-year-old. Okay. That's
Hey,
a hard,
you
that's
know
a
how
high
to get an
bar.
Uber, and I didn't even know that was a thing when I was 11. So that was very
Uber
helpful when we
wasn't
went to
even
New
a
York.
thing when I was 11.
I don't think it was a thing. I know it wasn't a thing when I was 11. I don't even
Yeah.
think phones weren't even a thing when I was 11.
You're right. You did.
I mean, I'm talking those phones. We had the rotary dial and all that. Anyway, I made a book, cut apart a book, and it was like a secret book where you had to knock on one corner 3 times in order for the servo to turn and unlock. I have it somewhere. I should try to find it and see if it still works.
That would be awesome.
You could hide, treats in there or whatever.
Treats.
Leftover
secrets.
Halloween candy.
Yeah.
All the
that's
pictures
a
from
good
back
one.
when Kevin was cool. So like all the high school photos could probably be in there.
I'd be really surprised as to what's in there right now. Maybe I have like some secret stash of a life savings. Anyway,
Maybe. Now it's a treasure hunt.
it really is.
Anyway,
So should we move on to our next guest? I'll let Allie pick who our next guest is going to be. Explain the next guest. Explain who the next guest is without explaining who they are. It's a challenge.
I don't know how to do it without making it really obvious. Their pumpkin is based off of a typewriter. Okay, that's hint number 1. And how many hints should I give? Is that it?
I think all you have to do one other hint. Just say
one other hint. Okay, the other hint is neon green, but
I think you gave it
I
away.
mean, that's a.
If I only get 2, of course I'm gonna use the second one on that.
I was thinking of something more like our next guest comes from New York City. Very impressive. Worked on Mythbusters with our friend here, Allie. Bring along Elijah. Welcome to the show, Elijah.
Woo!
Hey, yeah, green. Green is like a dead gift. I only wear this. I've been wearing this since like 2nd grade.
I feel like everybody has that one hoodie that they just wore through most of their high school life.
I've worn this through all of my middle school and high school life. So
you'll have to change up your jacket when you go to college. Maybe get like a blazer or something. Maybe like a what do you call those jackets?
Try finding a neon green leather jacket.
I have this, but one size up. So I think I might switch to that if I'm feeling spiky.
You're feeling really adventurous.
Anyways, yeah, my pumpkin.
I was gonna say, Elijah, do you want to talk about your pumpkin, or do you want to play the video, or both?
I can talk about my pumpkin because I can explain. I can pretty much cover everything I covered in the video. So this, if you're unfamiliar, this is based off of the Malling Hansen writing ball. I can actually pull up a photo of it. It was the first commercial typewriter, Malling Hansen writing ball.
It looks pretty much how you'd imagine the first commercial typewriter to look.
Yeah. So if I just go into images here, this is literally what it looked like. It was this sphere. It was meant to be used with one hand. My pumpkin, I don't know if you can tell, it's a little bit bigger than my hand. So if I just lift it here, it is all the same keys as the Malling-Hansen writing ball, except for an addition of an escape key and a shift key, because those are really necessary in today's keyboards. I used it to play typewriter, and I ran out of time. It didn't even count my score, so less than like 3 words per minute probably. And the inside, so it's running off of an Arduino Pro Micro, which is it has the chip, the 32U4 in it, which is the one that a lot of keyboard enthusiasts recommend. So, or it's the one that a lot of keyboard enthusiasts tutorials recommended, and I didn't really go past the tutorials, so it's the one I chose. And if I open it up, and this is why it took me so long, it's like just a bunch of lines. I think they're all the same length,
That
and
looks
there's
like quantum computing stuff in there.
yeah, there's so all the it's okay. Wait, 56 switches. So it's like 112 wires for each button, 56 buttons, 112 wires for each of the wires coming off the PCB. It was a lot of work, and if I were to do this again, I would plan ahead of time and buy a custom PCB so I wouldn't have to solder all 56 diodes, and I wouldn't have to set all of the things up and connect this. I did this on like a plain PCB. I did this literally on one of these. But like imagine much more clustered. This is my prototype, just a test to see if the button matrix would work. Oh yeah, another thing. If you've worked with Arduinos and you haven't built a keyboard, you might not know how I fit 56 buttons onto an Arduino Pro Micro without. Usually, how you hook up a button to an Arduino is you hook one side of the button up to an I/O pin and one side to a ground pin. You can't do that with this because there's 56 keys and there's only like 18 I/O pins on the Pro Micro. What I had to do was, I'm sure all of you guys are aware, create a button matrix. So this is 9 buttons, but it's only controlled by 6 wires because there's 1 wire for each row and 1 wire for each column. And the Arduino Pro Micro knows what button I'm pressing, because if I press this button, it'll be like, oh, that's column 3, row 1. And so there, it knows the coordinates of the button. And so just a very scaled up, more condensed version of that is in here. I can actually open up Notepad and give you guys a little a demonstration. I have Notepad already open, so.
Yeah, I was watching your.
Really appreciate newer days keyboards, because I can't imagine trying to use that thing to play video games or anything. Like that would be a nightmare.
Yeah, no, it definitely. Playing typewriter on this was like super annoying. Here, I'll just try and type out "Hello World."
So you use both hands as opposed to the one hand method.
The pumpkin is kind of too big to use the one hand method. Where's the L key? It's on here somewhere. L, O.
Are the letters in a specific order, or did you just like, you know what? Let's just put them somewhere.
So I made sure to document this very well. Let me back full screen. I'm using OBS virtual camera. So, all right. So I take my notes like I would have to explain them to a 3-year-old later. So because I usually do. My mental state whenever I begin working after a while is literally like I'm a 3-year-old. So I had to document everything. Yes, the buttons are in a specific order. They're in the exact order that the Malling-Hansen writing ball is in.
Wow.
Short of a couple of characters that I couldn't figure out what they were, so I just replaced them for the next best thing. And I thought I would need a PCB of this size, so I dotted all of it out. But it turns out I only needed the top left corner, so I chose a much smaller PCB. Yeah, this is probably the most detailed notes I've ever taken, and it's not even for school.
I know, it's so beautiful just looking at it, and that's just the notes. That's not even the thing that you made.
Yeah, that being said, because I spent so much time on the oh, my notebook just fell. Because I spent so much time on the notes and building this pumpkin, I have a lot of missing assignments, and the end of the quarter is tomorrow. So
That is not good.
That's fine. I was a D student all through high school.
Oh, and actually,
that's fine.
So you might have noticed that there are like little circles at the base of each switch. I wasn't so these are glorious Panda switches. If you're like a keyboard person, you might know they're good. I like the thockiness of the switches. I like the feel. It's a tactile switch, it's not a clicky switch. But I didn't want to ruin the switches because I want to use them again later, maybe. So instead of just embedding the switch in the pumpkin, I made this 3D printed cone shaped bit with these barbs on the end. So I would push it in and then twist it, and that fits the key in there, as well as it can also slide the locking connector that I need to connect it to the board. But I used this, which is not meant for drilling cones, but that's what I used it for. So I used this to drill a bunch of cones into the pumpkin, and then use this to push in. You should have seen the pumpkin before I drilled the cones in. The way I set it up was that I put a nail everywhere there would be a cone, so it looked like I was trying to electrocute the pumpkin.
Like a Hellraiser pumpkin.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. How that's a real pumpkin, right? How long is that going to last before everything starts going really bad with your keys in there?
It lasted for Hack a Pumpkin. That's all that matters.
I have it for Hack a Pumpkin. I also want to bring it to the Rochester Maker Faire. Last year, I actually I had a thing where I had to use the pumpkin like once in 1 week and then once a week later. But by the time like that week later came, it was completely rotted on the inside, so I had to redo it. So I'd give it about a week. Especially when you leave all the pulp in there. Like I did not do a good job at cleaning this out well, I guess you can't tell because of all the wires. I did not do a good job at cleaning this thing out at all.
I know most people leave their pumpkin innards in their pumpkins, and you just left all the electronics innards in there.
Yeah. Oh, and I bought like you might see another pumpkin. Yeah, you see another pumpkin back there. I bought like there's a bug. I bought a bunch of them because I assumed I would fail, but I actually succeeded in my first so.
That's awesome. I mean, I was watching your video online on Twitter earlier today, and I was looking at your diagram of how you made the button matrix, and I was like, the wiring on this, like before you even showed the wires, I was like, the wiring on this would take ages. Just thinking about like each button having a specific one, and they'd have to track differently. And
yeah,
so the fact that you were able to do that in such a short amount of time, like
I was wondering. I was wondering why a lot of like keyboard enthusiasts mainly made keys that were stuck to the board, and now I know why. It's because you have to cut each wire to like the same length if you don't want it to be super messy, and there's a bunch of work. So in my head last year, I came up with this idea last year. I was like, oh, I'll just make a pumpkin keyboard next year. It'll be easy. Yeah, I got 2 hours of sleep in the last 2 days.
Man.
Yeah, that's more than me. Congratulations.
And the Twitter video wasn't the last video I'm going to make on this. Hopefully before Halloween, I'll have an actual YouTube video going more in depth in this and how I made it, and like it has more of the work video. I was literally working from sundown to sunrise, so.
Okay then. Like a true vampire.
Yeah, definitely like a true vampire.
You're going to have to make a video of you playing, like, I don't even know what game would include both the keyboard and the mouse, but something with your egg mouse and the pumpkin.
Yeah, that's another thing. My setup is slowly turning into pumpkin pie because I have the egg mouse and I have the pumpkin. Now I just need some sugar like thing. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I could use. Sugar
I don't know. You did have syrup in your Sonic Levitator.
That's true.
So you got syrup. You're gonna have to. I don't know. You're gonna have to come up with something for the other ingredients now.
Or just become a baker at this point. You might as well just.
Or just become a baker.
Well, seeing as half of my products are like plastic, I think you know what? No, that's my whole thing. You know, people have microplastics inside of them. I'm upgrading. I'm having you have macroplastics inside of you.
No, next year you're just gonna have to bake a pumpkin pie, and then that's gonna be like your whole project.
I want to do. This sounds very bad, but hear me out. It's a pumpkin that has a speech like AI in it, so it can detect like speech, right? And when it hears trick or treat, it detonates. It's a bomb. It just detonates.
See,
that's
we were with you with that last part.
Flamethrower pumpkin last year.
I was 100% with you until that last sentence.
I'm not gonna actually use it on a person. I'm not a psycho. Don't worry.
Hey, I'm not here to judge. You know, as a person who enjoys villainous behavior, that's pretty villainous. But at the same time, to promote good television, I must say that's a bad thing to do, Elijah.
That is true.
Instead of detonate, it could just throw up a piece of candy or something. You know?
That's true. I wanted to do.
It could be like a compressed air cannon that just shoots candy.
Oh yeah,
a couple years ago.
Cannon.
A couple years ago,
I mean, if you do it that way, yeah, but you gotta get the big bars though. You gotta get the full stack of sticker bars, like this small stuff. You gotta really try to beam them.
A couple years ago, I did a pumpkin where when you tap the top of it, it dispenses candy out of its mouth. But the original idea for that was like a pumpkin that used compressed CO2 to shoot a pumpkin seed out. And I wanna do that, but I don't know how I would accomplish it. So
Every year.
It's
Every
like in
year.
the same vein of dispensing.
At least you have a list of like things that you can check off. Like, okay, we got the keyboard pumpkin. Now we need the bomb pumpkin, and then we need the cannon pumpkin.
Maybe we don't call it the bomb pumpkin.
I'm pretty sure Marvel has that already copywritten with the Green Goblin, so you really can't call it the bomb pumpkin.
Oh yeah, not a bomb pumpkin.
Not
There
a
you
bomb
go.
pumpkin. There you go.
Anyways, yeah, I'm gonna
You
make
should,
a
and you
poll.
should make it reusable so you can bring it to Maker Fair Coney Island.
How would I make a bomb reusable?
No,
Maybe just not just call it a bomb.
the
Just
bomb,
does
no.
not sound good.
Okay, I'm
whatever
sorry.
pumpkin you end up making has got to be able to make it to Coney Island Maker Fair.
Oh,
This
of course,
just
yeah.
sounds horrible. Oh my god. Whoever's watching
Hopefully-
this in the future, I apologize.
Yeah, Coney Island Maker Fair is happening in fall of 2023, and so yeah, hopefully that should be right around the time of the Hackapumpkin project. So yeah,
And you're in charge of that.
yeah, of Coney Island Maker Fair. I'm the executive producer. Yeah, that's me. I'm the executive producer of the new Coney Island Maker Fair.
Congrats.
I think there needs to be a live on-site pumpkin carving.
That would be cool.
That would be
I
very
do-
fun.
Instead of a panel of talk or whatever, a panel of pumpkin carvers.
Or like a hack pumpkin thing where like we supply, or not like a hack pumpkin thing, but like pumpkin electronics. I don't know. Where like we have you do something cool in the same vein as hack pumpkin because they'll probably
Sponsored by DigiKey, right?
Hack a pumpkin live.
Hack a
That would be-
Pumpkin
that
Live
would be sick.
Sponsored by DigiKey, right? You're gonna supply the pumpkins and the whatever else.
That's above my pay grade, so we gotta talk to Kevin. That's way high my pay grade.
We'll see what we can do. I think we could probably come up with something.
nice.
That's awesome.
All right.
Well, Elijah, great job on the pumpkin. I'm glad I don't have to type on that every day. I can't even hardly type on a keyboard.
Oh, you would get carpal tunnel if you tried to use this every day.
I get carpal tunnel and a migraine just out of frustration. But excellent job. I mean, that looked like so much work. And now you deserve to go do your homework and still not get sleep.
Yeah, just go for D-. As long as you graduate, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. As long as we don't get held back. All right.
Yeah,
Hey,
as long
stay
as
in
you-
school, kids.
Yes, stay in school. All right. Thanks, Elijah. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Later, Elijah.
Man, that's crazy. That was so much work. I commend
Hey.
him for all of
I
that.
know. I was watching the video and just hearing him explain it, I was like, "Oh no, this is gonna be a lot of soldering." And then I saw it and I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, I saw the video too, and it was pretty impressive what he did. But then looking at when he pulled the bottom off and looking at that mess of wires, I don't know if I was excited or felt bad for him or both.
You know, the more complex the project, the more good you feel after it's done.
That's true. That's very true.
All right, so we have another guest.
Oh, we do. Coming from, I'm guessing, somewhere near DigiKey, Thief River Falls. I think I know this human.
I think you might know this human. And no, it's
Do I know
not
this
me.
human?
I am in Thief River Falls.
Wait, you're human? Oh man, I always thought you were some type of cyborg or something.
Some days I wonder. So I'm going to bring Michael on. We shared the video earlier of DigiKey's Hack-a-Pumpkin promotional video. And when he showed me this project, I was just blown away by how much work he put into it and how funny and how cool it was. I didn't even know he was working on it. So it was pretty exciting. So we're going to bring on Michael from DigiKey. Hey, Michael.
Hi.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, so for my Hack-a-Pumpkin, I want to do something a little bit different. So carving pumpkins, it's really fun. But I was thinking, well, how could you make it more fun? So I thought, well, what if it screamed? So I created a little device here that will detect when a knife goes into the pumpkin. So it screams. And then it lights up. But yeah, it screams when you carve it. And then the way it works, here, I'll switch my camera here. The way it works is basically there's two probes. There's one that goes on the pumpkin here. And then the other probe is here. And I have this little contraption here that uses an Adafruit feather. And basically when the GPIO pens, it detects the resistance of the pumpkin. So 3.7 volts from the battery is going for the knife. And because pumpkins are nice and moist, they can conduct electricity. So yeah, it detects the resistance, and that's how that works.
So I have to ask. No, go ahead, Jay. Whatever you're gonna ask, go ahead.
I was gonna say, if we can have this at Cody Island Maker Fair, like imagine that live, but every pumpkin has that attached to it. So either carving, it's just a whole bunch of.
Could you imagine the screams as pumpkin guts are flying?
Man.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
And then in the video, you also saw there was a kid-friendly mode.
That's what I was
basically, yeah.
It
So
seems
basically,
more terrifying.
yeah. So we thought, well, it'd be fun to change it up, so then it would also laugh too. And some of the laughs are kind of creepy. There's just a little thing here that you just switch over, and then now it should laugh.
Yeah.
How is that kid friendly mode?
It's so creepy. The laughter.
Yeah.
You're right. It's not kind of.
No matter what laugh you choose, it just sounds creepy.
I personally like the screaming mode more, but yeah, it's fun.
Mode is way more fun.
I love the scream modes.
Yeah,
Yeah. The scream
definitely
mode.
makes it interesting. That's for sure.
Hilarious.
So you
It
said
really
you,
reminds me of like a more efficient makey, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. But you made it yourself. So which feather did you use, or which Adafruit board did you use?
So I use the Adafruit RP2040 board. That's actually my favorite board right now. And then I have a feather wing that plays MP3 files off an SD card. And then I designed this case for everything. And then there's 2 speakers up here as well. And yeah, just basically one of the GPIO pins detects the resistance of the pumpkin, basically the current that goes through. So basically the pumpkin acts as a button when the knife goes through it.
Is it weird that I wanted it?
That one had some flavor to it.
Yeah, that looks like so much fun to just play with. Like,
yeah, it is fun.
I just imagine someone being like, "Oh, preparing dinner. Give me 1 second."
I'm sure my neighbors right now love me. So
one of the comments on YouTube says, "No pumpkins were harmed in this project." Wait. By the sounds of it, I think that pumpkin was hurting a little bit.
Yeah, it screams. So.
Well, that's what the laughing mode is for. So then you can make it laugh, and it's more.
But it's enjoying the suffering.
Yeah, I guess so, in some weird way.
It's fine.
Awesome.
It's fine.
So
It definitely adds like that creative twist, because I was thinking I came up with this project actually on the drive home from work, and I was like literally laughing in the car, like, oh my gosh, this would be a great idea. And it's just like a fun twist, because I was thinking, well, you could do something with LEDs, but I feel like that's pretty common. So this is just a more interactive, very unique way of doing things.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's
I think it's great. I think it's hilarious.
I do have to say one thing. Living where we live in Thief River Falls, Minnesota, the drive home from work is typically one song. So it's not like you had a long time to think about this. It's the commute time here is one song.
I don't even have that problem. It takes me about 2 seconds to get to work. It's from the bed to the desk. So I don't even get the one song. I get the one sound bite.
You get one scream from his pumpkin.
Yeah.
Right. You should set that thing up on for Jay's alarm clock.
Please don't. Jay's alarm clock is already weird.
hey, I could send you the files of all the sounds I used if you want.
I'm already working on something that can help me wake up in the future, and it's fine. I eventually get up because I have work to do. Things don't build themselves anymore. Oh man, Michael, that's a great project, man. Like honestly,
Thank you.
I think that was my favorite because that's just hilarious. Like the jokes you can make with that. I'm actually curious. Are you gonna write this up, or is it gonna become a blog or anything for people who can like try it themselves?
Not that I know of. But I think maybe down the road, I'll next year maybe give it a shot and make a more user-friendly version or something, or make it so it's easier. But yeah, we'll see.
Well,
Oh,
I think it'd be a great write-up. I think you should do a write-up, and in the summer months, you just transition it to a watermelon carving device.
True, it'll be the same circuit, just with watermelon.
Right.
There you go.
So the surprising part is I was when I was testing the code, I originally did not have a pumpkin because I made this in late September. So I was literally testing out the resistance with just a puddle of water on the desk. And then like literally the first time I tried it with the pumpkin was the day we filmed and the code just worked. So I don't know if that's just luck or
That's a miracle.
No, that is absolutely just luck.
That's a Halloween miracle.
Any kind of electronics project, it's the 10th time. It's kind of like USB. It's always the third side that you try. Not USB-C. That doesn't count.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, no, that's
any
amazing.
code works always count as a miracle. Coding is not easy. It's a hard adventure to go on, and only some people come out of it alive. Why do you think everyone? Why do you think programmers are always like in the corner with their little laptops and stuff? You know, can't tap the glass.
Right. You know, the thing about coding that frustrates me is when things aren't going right, I strongly believe in taking a break. Get away from it for a while. And then when you come back to it, it just works. Why?
It works for you.
You just have to intimidate it a little bit with the silent treatment, and then it'll eventually give in.
Bring in this pumpkin just to scream at it a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
It's always satisfying. So
I go the other way and just pray for help, and then I just call friends and be like, "You're actually developers. Help me." I can do the hardware.
Same thing. I'll have my dad look at it, and then the second I try to run it to show him how it's not working, it'll start working, and it's like, well, Dad just had to be there to scare it into working. Like every time.
I've had people just literally fix a parentheses, like a syntax error, and they'd be like, "There you go," and I'm like, "Oh, cool." I was just sitting here for 2 hours trying to figure out what was wrong with it. Yeah, it was.
You're saying I did it right. That's what it is. Well, Michael, excellent job. That is a great pumpkin project. I think you should create a project out of that. I think it's that's a lot of fun. I can see a lot of people wanting to try that, especially next year or with watermelon pumpkins. Who knows? But
I would love to try it because I think I would have a lot of fun messing with people. I'd be like, "Hey, come over for dinner. Yeah, I'll cook. You know, just sit down, scream."
You hook it up as
you do a Thanksgiving one with a turkey.
Oh.
That'd be cool. I don't know how resistant. I
don't know either.
But
you know, if we could make it like to a custom knife, you know, like, "Oh, I built this special knife for you," you know, cut the turkey.
Well, that's kind of what this is. It's a stainless steel knife, so it's conductive, and I just have an alligator clip on it here. So,
could you imagine if you were able to hook this up to a turkey on Thanksgiving, as you know, Grandpa Joe is ready to carve the turkey, and he didn't realize what was going on, and he starts carving the turkey, and the thing screams at him. I mean, that would be good.
I like that idea.
So much trouble, but at the same time, so
much fun.
Yeah, somebody call up SNL, and then.
Right. Well, again,
thanks, Michael. That was I needed that. You just literally made my day.
That was a good laugh. It was a creepy good laugh.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
All right. Thanks, Michael. Happy Halloween. Take care.
Yep. Happy Halloween.
Michael.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, that was fun.
That was fun. That was
man. I really my face hurts from smiling so much in that last one. Like
I know the creepy laugh is just made it so much better.
The level of prank you can do with that, like that's high level of prankish material right there.
Right. So I am gonna pull up a video here of a group that absolutely loves the Hack-A-Pumpkin, and I think it'd be great just to see their video. So give me 1 second here, see if I can do this without screwing things up.
We believe in you. Oh, Allie believes in you. I'm kind of
Thanks, Jay. Appreciate it.
Hey, gotta have one person down there.
Let's see if I got sound here. Is there sound on this one?
Vista High School Science Foundations. Am I reading it right?
Yeah, and I think some of these people are actually watching.
Oh, Mountain Vista High School Computer Science Foundation.
So, yeah, there's a circuit playground in that one, which I absolutely love the circuit playground. I think there's circuit playgrounds in all of these. So, if I'm not mistaken, she has her class carve pumpkins with circuit playgrounds, and she shares it all on Hack a Pumpkin.
I know.
That
I
is
love just
great.
seeing all the classrooms projects every year. They're so creative. This year, I was really impressed with how exact the music was, because programming music into a circuit playground, like, in order to get the beats right and the notes right, it's pretty tricky, like, even for me. And so being able to hear all these is crazy.
I absolutely love this class. I mean, I want to go take this class. But I completely agree with you. Oh, that's a cool looking fish. I agree with you. Trying to program sounds on a circuit playground is not easy. I mean, it's not necessarily hard, but you're right. To be able to time all the notes and make it sound like something.
Mm-hmm.
Ghostbuster.
Yeah, I love Ghostbusters.
I know, I love Ghostbusters. And the Stranger Things one, and the sound on the Mario mushroom was crazy,
Yeah.
and then the duck song one, of course.
Yeah, that was great.
Man.
Okay, see if I can
Where was this when I was in high school? See, I would have done better in school if I had some cool stuff like this.
I know. You know, that class is great. So thank you so much for. I think Michelle Lynn is the one who posted on Twitter. I'm assuming it's her class. Thank you so much for putting that on Hack a Pumpkin. It was great.
Amazing.
So I think I'm gonna pull up Hack a Pumpkin on the Twitter feed, and maybe we can just scroll through it really quick and see if there's anything that looks cool. That sound good?
Sure. Let's go.
Awesome.
See if it lets me log into this.
You have to log in?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Told you, 50-50, 50-50.
I learn how to spell pumpkin first. So I'm gonna make the
English
screen-
is a very hard language that we've been using for most of our lives, but yeah, I understand.
Okay, let me go back to this.
I love how your pumpkin in the background, its eyes, like when it goes out of focus, just glow so much bigger.
Yeah. So that pumpkin, I actually changed things around a little bit when I pulled my camera off, but I actually have it hooked up to a speaker. So as the mouth moves, it actually says Happy Halloween in a really creepy voice. And maybe we'll see if we get to the end, I can share that. But before we go through the Twitter feed, actually, Allie, do you have any pumpkin or any project you want to share?
I do.
Oh my gosh.
This is Hacky Pumpko. He is a pumpkin puppet, and he's amazing. Hello. My name is
my gosh.
Hacky Pumpko. Thank you for
You know-
coming. But yeah, I wanted to experiment with character design this year because I love puppets and I love making, and I didn't have the most time, so I just bought a foam carvable pumpkin from the dollar store. I decorated it, I sawed it in half, and then I actually used part of a reusable grocery bag as the lining of his mouth and just some cardboard.
Oh.
Hot glued it all together. And I added an Adafruit Circuit Playground as well. It's actually running the program that I have for the TARDIS lamp right now, but it still works. And he's very beautiful, and I love him. He's kind of wonky though, and his mouth goes like that sometimes.
But
Yeah,
that's just great. It kind of reminds me of the lizard on Sing 2. I don't remember her name. Have you seen Sing 2?
Isn't that the same lizard from Sing 1?
Probably.
I think so.
I just saw Sing 2 recently, and the lizard cracks me up. And the one eye kind of off to the side just kind of reminds me of a lizard, and that one came to mind.
Yeah, his eyes are kind of like that. His eyes also came from the dollar store. They were, if it'll focus, part of a set of flowers that were like black and sparkly, and it had eyeballs on it. So I ripped them off and I hot glued them on.
Oh, that's awesome.
Hot glue is amazing.
So, you know, what would
I
be
made a
cool is-
Paku.
So, Allie, have you ever played with the Adafruit Monster Mask?
I have not.
So, can you see this?
Oh,
Yes,
that's
we
cool.
can see that.
So these eyes they're basically, it comes in one set with 2 eyes in it, obviously. And it's just so cool because you can change it around. You can change the eye colors. I used one of these, and my kids had a Valentine's box that was a taco. And I changed the irises in the eye to have 6 tacos around the perimeter. So I mean, you can just, with bitmaps and things, these are pretty cool. So on another project, if you're ever working with anything like that, you should try the monster mask because the eyes can be very realistic. It's almost creepy.
The monster mask.
Jay, I know you have been heads down working on things for SuperCon coming up. So I don't know if you
Yeah. I do apologize. I don't have
you have
anything.
the coolest
or,
robots. No, you have the coolest.
I could show a bit of the current one that's in the corner right now. It's been driving me insane. If the paint's dry,
if the paint's dry.
it's. I got the electronics working, which is always the most important part.
Yes.
But then I had to sit down today to get the design correct, so I had to find certain paints. I sat down and started painting everything. My hands are still covered in paint. You really can't see too much of it, luckily, because I wash my hands like a true adult. But yeah, I've been working on this thing. Just give me a second.
Yeah. So while he's doing that, I want to share with you my my arc reactor. So this arc reactor isn't just any arc reactor. I have it connected over.
Get ready for major remodel, fellas. We're back in hardware mode.
Calm down, Tony Stark. I have it connected to the Adafruit app, the Adafruit Bluefruit app, and when I push one of these buttons, now it's in the volume down. It will actually play a Tony Stark.
Jarvis, you there? How's your service, sir?
So
Awesome.
it's pretty cool. There's more to it than just a cool looking arc reactor. It is Bluetooth enabled, and it's playing wirelessly on the speaker. So it wirelessly connects to the arc reactor, and then it wirelessly sends the sound to a speaker.
That's awesome. And I love how it's RGB too.
Yeah, it's we had a lot of fun with this at Silicon. Oh my gosh, that robot is cool.
Oh, it's so cute.
Wow, it's orange. That's a pumpkin. Look at it.
It's technically darkish red. I was trying to go for our company colors this time around, but this is Orbit V2. He still has his components out in the back that you can see there, but he's about almost 3 feet tall. Adorable, goes around, judges people.
I could not tell the scale at first. I thought that was on a desk, and I didn't realize that was that's a big robot.
I've been busy.
Yeah, clearly. That's insane.
Yeah, it's my biggest one yet. I still have to fix a few things. I know the lighting is off on some of the LEDs, so I kind of want to mess with that later. But yeah, this is what I've been having my head down in for a while, is getting this programmed and controlled.
So what is the main microcontroller, the main board driving that, or do you have a few different ones?
It's a few different ones, but it's mainly the same. It's mostly the same system that we use for Silicon with the original Orbit, with using the controller and that type of thing. But it's using one of the Adafruit feathers, the B something signal, and I'm controlling it. Currently, I'm controlling it. The ones that we will have, and for the event, I will control it because I don't want anything to happen. Because legal things could happen if it decides to go off and go haywire. But I do want to expand upon it after the event and make it AI controlled. And I was thinking of actually turning it to a little house type of droid. That way I can have it for an alarm setup, so it will wake me up instead of me having to have my phone. It'll just roll over, turn itself on, and then play an annoying sound until I get up and turn it off.
Like a little roommate.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm building my own little roommate.
Yeah, I like that. I know
That's
what
so
kind of
cute.
sounds it can play to wake you up. We'll just ask Michael for some sound clips.
Honestly, I would hate it if it started playing screams and things like that first thing in the morning. I would hate it. I would disassemble it so quickly. Like, no, you cannot. No, you can't be doing this early in the morning.
Like, I created you, I can take you back apart again.
It's pretty fast too. Like, I'm really hoping I can take it. I'm really hoping to get the back of it finished tonight, because tomorrow I want to take it out and see how it rides outside and how hopefully people react to it. But after that, this project probably will be done. Then I have to fix my shoulder robot.
That's
I
awesome.
am not
People
rubbing
are
my
gonna love
eyes out
it.
of exhaustion, but I'm rubbing my eyes out of just exhaustion.
Did your shoulder robot make it home from the last Maker Faire we were at okay?
It did. It just had a few things broken, but I'm upgrading the legs for the legs to move, and now I'm changing up the battery pack, because remember I was having those issues with the battery pack during the trip. So I'm fixing that, and now I want to decorate the hoodie too, because the hoodie looks kind of naked. So I'm gonna do some artwork to it. I get to finally use my art degree.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dad.
Also, so I have the Twitter feed pulled up. You guys can probably see that.
Yeah.
But look at the use of the monster eyes. I think they're using the similar one that I have, the monster mask, which is absolutely incredible. He's got the. I think Blinka is the name of that one. I'm assuming they. If I were guessing, they're from Canada. It's a maple leaf.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is
That
cool.
one's cool.
I love that. Whose workshop is this?
Oh, I wonder.
Looks a little familiar.
This was before I dumped a bunch of stuff on the floor, and there's still stuff on the floor, so it's fine.
Oh, that's all right. You should see my floor. I don't even know if I can walk through my office.
I mean, in my defense, there's robot parts all over my floor, so
I love seeing power tools when carving a pumpkin.
Yes.
Just makes me excited.
You need the right tool for the job, right? And power tools are always the right tool.
Right. Oh my gosh.
that's cool. Actually, I think I remember this video. I think I remember this one. I think I saw it earlier. Yeah, I remember this video.
So
I remember watching it when I was learning how to do the LED matrices.
Yeah. That's the same LED matrices I have in the pumpkin behind me.
Oh.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
That is pretty cool. Excellent.
Perfect.
I love how much you can do with such a small grid of pixels. Like, they can show so much emotion and show different things. It's insane.
Exactly. It's a small grid of pixels. You can still move the eye around, make it look like it's blinking. And then these, I believe these are all 3 colors, so you get red, green, blue. Yeah, these
RGB.
are RGB. And there's a great group right there.
You know, Kevin, I'm loving watching you scroll through this, but I've also noticed you ain't liking any of these posts. I'm not sure if you're sharing the love, but just saying, I'm not seeing many likes being clicked right now.
There, how's that?
Start.
I have had 2 solid days of meetings in the office, which have been absolutely amazing, but it kept me away from things. So I will, Jay, just for you, I will go back and like all these. I have to like this one right now and I'm going to retweet it because Michelle did a great job.
It's amazing.
Definitely cool.
And I love the use of the aluminum foil to reflect the light more.
Oh, yeah, that was such a great idea. We could watch this one all day long. That was great. We saw that one, which was great. Oh, look at this. I've never thought about using an LCD screen like that for the mouth.
Oh, that is clever.
I love the eyes, too. Once again, they're so simple, but they convey so much emotion.
It looked like the derpy pumpkin that, just the one that baked too long.
I love it.
Yeah,
And I love how it says different spooky sayings too.
Oh my gosh, not a bomb, hack a pumpkin. Elijah, what are we gonna do with you?
Oh man, that was 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years
Yeah,
ago.
that was 2020.
Oh,
It's crazy how short his hair is now.
Yeah. Ooh. That's cool.
I was meaning to
Oh,
ask
that's
about these. Are these fiber
Yeah.
optics?
It's
Like, they look like
electroluminescent wire. So
luminescent
EL
wire.
EL wire is what it's called. Electroluminescent. And basically the entire thing lights up, and you can get them in different colors and RGB. They're really cool. I've only tried them out once. Like, I haven't actually done big projects, but the way he makes it look like the mouth is stitched shut is amazing.
I know. These are so cool. I'm going to have to snag some of these for a project soon.
I know a place that sells them.
Oh, do you?
I do.
Wonder what that could be.
Yeah. So we definitely have a lot of different options for EL wire, which actually
awesome.
I should bring some EL wire to SuperCon next week.
They're like more advanced glow sticks, and I already love glow sticks, so it's like
They're glow
not much
sticks that
better.
don't run out after overnight.
Exactly.
That's a really nice pumpkin. I like what he did there.
Super cool.
There's 2019 again. Man, going through the years.
At this point, this is just time travel.
Right.
This was the one he was talking about that dispenses the pumpkin seeds.
Oh, okay. Now he wants to shoot the pumpkin seeds.
Gotta start off somewhere. Yeah, I already love you.
Very cool. Well, I'm going to jump out of this because we're getting close to time here, so we'll wrap up, and now it is just us.
You know, it's funny because after doing this, I thought of an idea. Since my nephews go trick or treating, I wonder if I can get a giant bucket and stick it on the back of this thing and have it go trick or treating with them, and then just get extra candy.
That is a very smart idea.
So he can walk up forwards and then backwards, or what do you?
Well, I can walk behind them and be the chaperone, but I can be controlling the robot and have the robot go trick or treat as well. I can put noise on them. You know, they get their candy, I get me a little some candy. You know,
That's smart. That's smart.
the main
Can it
customer
walk
doesn't-
upstairs yet?
No, it can roll very well. Stairs is a whole other monster that I would need at least another month to like plan for. But it can do pretty good, and it's pretty designed. It's a pretty little robot. It's a good Orbit V2. It's a good upgrade. I always go for upgrades. Iteration and upgrades, best way to do things.
Right.
Though if I have to ship this to an event like we did last time, we're gonna need a custom box because I'm not going to let something happen to this version, because that's what happened to the first version. We shipped it and it died in the mailing way.
It's what happens.
It's fine. It gives me more reason to build it better. Now it's bigger and better, and maybe you should add the Gatling. No, I'm not gonna add the Gatling gun. No, that's too violent.
You're gonna have to give it a costume too.
I mean, true. That's gonna be a lot of extra work.
Well, you could always
It's
put
fine.
like 50 googly eyes on it.
You know, I had a case of googly eyes, and I don't know where they went.
I know that we've had googly eyes after said maker fairs. They randomly showed up on almost everything we had, and I, for the life of me, can't seem to figure out who did it.
It's okay. We don't
You
need
may
to
never
know.
know.
Yeah, I mean,
I have
something,
out of
something's more
popular
fun than being
demand.
a secret.
Out of popular demand, I have one more pumpkin to show.
Ooh,
Awesome.
okay. What do we got? Our conclusion pumpkin.
Yes, this one's
Oh
amazing.
yeah, by Kevin. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't forget this one. This is amazing what he did.
I love it so much. It's so cute.
Right.
The little eyebrows.
Now, incorporate Michael's scream into this.
Yeah, right. And then
the
there you
little-
go.
The little rack and pinion and the scream and the
Yeah, this is he did a great job on this. Kevin, nice work.
Great job, Kevin. Great job.
I love
So
that he's using a Raspberry Pi Pico. That board for depends on if you get the wireless or the regular Pico. Anywhere between $5 and $10 for that board is absolutely amazing. The amount of things you can do for $5 to $10 for a microcontroller platform is mind blowing.
Yeah, this is true. Facts.
Cool. Well, great job on this one, Kevin, again. And I think we are about at time here. I think we're actually over time. We did good today. Man,
there were just so many cool pumpkins.
Yeah, so many pumpkins. So many pumpkin attire.
so many cool screams and creepy screams and great comments. So everybody that commented and was a part of this, thank you so much. Allie, of course, it was a pleasure. It always is. We're definitely going to have to do some cool things in 2023.
Yes, it's going to be awesome. I mean, this is the, 6th year of Hack a Pumpkin? So,
yep.
I mean, it's just going to get more and more impressive as the years go by.
It really is. Well, with that, I think we should sign off. And until next year, we will be back for Hack a Pumpkin 2023.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. Take care.